Welcome to the first episode of Finance in Flow, where we talk to finance leaders and industry experts about the office of the CFO, how to build better, more insightful, and more connected finance solutions. I'm your host today, Elias Apel, CEO at Lucanet. Today it's a special episode. It's our first episode, and it's live from Lucanet World 2025. And joining me today is Kevin Smith, our Chief Technology Officer at Lucanet, the architect behind many of the tools that we've shipped over the last couple of years. So how did you feel about the last 2 days? I mean, it's been an amazing buzz here in Berlin. What stick with you?
Yeah, for me it was fantastic. I mean, we've been working on our platform for a few years now, as you know. And so really building up to this moment, it's been a moment that I've personally been anticipating for some time. So being able to unveil everything that we've been working on for the last 12, 24 months, it's just a really, really special moment, certainly for me and for the rest of the team as well. So yeah, that was very, very special. And seeing the reaction from our customers, that was really, really quite something.
Yeah, it felt right to really celebrate the moment for all the hard work that has been done over the last 12 months.
Yeah, I mean, all that blood, sweat and tears, it takes a lot. And then when you finally get there, it's just, it's incredible.
Yeah. And I think also that Lucanet World is one of those very rare occasions where you have the chance to really have a talk with customers on not only the things that go right, sometimes also the thing that we still need to work on.
Exactly.
But in general, I would say the echo is quite exciting.
Yes, definitely, very much so.
Yeah. How do you feel about artificial intelligence? And I mean, the two of us have spent hours and hours, weeks and months now to wrap our heads around the implications that AI could mean for Lucanet as a business, for our products. What are your thoughts about that?
I'm just super excited about artificial intelligence. It's the biggest transformation in my career, which spans several decades. The opportunities that it unlocks for us to enhance our platform and enhance the workflows of our customers is just so profound. There's just so many opportunities that we can really deploy AI to automate work for our customers. So automation of, as you know, meaningful cognitive work that's the goal that we're pursuing. And the pace of change is just breathtaking, right? It's just changing so quickly. And so the challenge is keeping up, but also bringing artificial intelligence into the platform in the right way to make it trustworthy so that our customers can really leverage it and get full benefit from that power.
Yeah. I mean, with everything that we know about AI and how fast it's all evolving and where we're headed, it feels like we are starting quite light, right, with the things that we've shown. And because, I mean, when we both discuss, we are already at like 1-2 steps further.
Yeah.
What do you feel about, how do you feel about our customers now getting in touch with it for the very first time? What are the recommendations that you would give them to get going? Right?
Yeah. I think it's good just to start using some of these tools like ChatGPT or Claude, just to start to get familiar with them, even for simple tasks. But now obviously we have Copilot in the platform, and that's a great way for customers to also start accessing AI. They can use AI to actually just ask questions against all our documentation and get help and advice. But also with Copilot, we've layered in the beginnings of starting to automate some of that cognitive work as well. But I think the trick is really just to start experimenting. It's not scary once you start experimenting, and very quickly you become familiar and you learn more and more, and people share what they can do, and it just very quickly starts to really become a meaningful tool, something that you can't actually live without very quickly. So,
yeah, I think it's the right thing to do, right? On a daily basis, every day, start using it. The same thing that we do on our own, right?
Yes.
And I also recommend everyone at Lucanet. I think you shared a quite exciting vision about where the future can potentially lie, and what could potentially happen over the next couple of years with our platform. Maybe you want to share it again. Was quite exciting vision.
Sure. Yeah, so modern AI models, they're really good at kind of 3 things. So following a goal, basically giving it a goal, taking that goal and breaking it down into tasks, and then using tools to actually execute work, to get work done in those subtasks. So what we're doing at Lucanet in the platform is we're basically using AI to be able to automate meaningful cognitive work. So we're looking at those manual processes that just mind-numbingly boring and repetitive, and take some of that workload off our users to give them, more time back so that they can spend that time, frankly, on more strategic initiatives.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing. We're bringing AI into the product to start to automate some of these workflows, to really just give our users time back, make it more fun, make it easier. One of the things we're doing with the CFO Solution Platform is layering in this data lake. And with that, we build a single source of truth across the whole platform. And the reason that's important is modern AI models, as you know, require the right context. Kind of too little, and they'll do a bad job; too much, and it also won't do an optimal job. So with the data lake, with that layer and that single source of truth, we're able to layer in AI on top of that. And so when you bring it all together, you end up with a single platform with a single source of truth, that rich data that can be used for context, and then the AI models layered on top of that, as well as the solutions, of course.
Yeah, you've seen a lot of other software businesses, right?
Yeah.
Before joining also Lucanet, how
Yeah.
would you compare our speed to the businesses that you saw before? And would you consider that quite fast, slow? Where are the things that where can we still accelerate, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think Lucanet is right up there with the best businesses, certainly that I've worked with. I'd say it's in the same league as the best businesses I've worked for, in terms of that speed and that agility and being able to really execute against plans that we say we can do.
Yeah.
I have worked for a couple of organizations that didn't quite have that maturity. But yeah, our speed is very, very fast. I think we're making the right bets, and we're laying down the right foundations. So, and I think we're also very, very focused on what we want to achieve. And I think those things, they allow us to actually move very, very quickly. So yeah, I think the speed is good. It sometimes feels a bit much, but yeah, we're super happy with what we've delivered. Yeah. It's been...
and I think still what we share is a certain level of, let's say, let's go faster.
Exactly.
Of that feeling. Where can we accelerate?
Yeah, exactly. Right? And to your point with AI, right? I mean, this is a topic we're looking at very closely, and how can we not only leverage AI in the product, but internally within Lucanet.
But maybe let's double click on that for a moment, because I believe that when I look at what you've done in R&D over the last 12, 18 months, I would say this has significantly changed our way of working, right? Also internally, but also in the way how we develop our new products, how we build prototypes. Maybe you want to elaborate a bit, because I know you're very passionate about that, what this means for us in software development, also in product.
Yeah, so firstly, the journey we've been on is really a journey of really building maturity across our whole R&D organization. And that means being able to move at pace, being very, very focused, building the right engineering approaches in things like test automation, being really rigorous. So we've got a science-based engineering approach, which was kind of there before, but not to the level it's at now. It's a much, much more rigorous engineering process now. What we're doing with AI tooling, though, is basically we're questioning ourselves constantly now to say, how does AI change this? How can we think differently? What processes can we re-engineer and bring in AI tooling to make things faster? How can we get that flywheel spinning where AI is doing the work and our people are becoming more reviewers and kind of checkers and overseers? And so getting that flywheel to spin is quite challenging. It's a new way of working, and it also changes people's roles to some level. Yeah. But it's super interesting, and it's a ton of fun as well.
Yeah. How does it affect your role as CTO?
Yeah, I mean, my role is affected in that, firstly, the tooling that we use, I have to think differently about that. The landscape is constantly changing. So yesterday, we would make choices on development tooling, and that tooling would probably stick with us for 1 or 2 years. What we're finding now, because of the advances in AI, particularly on dev tooling, is that we might make a choice on tooling for 6 months, and then maybe a little change after that, and we'll have to flip. So being more agile on tooling is one aspect. But also from a competitor perspective, we see the landscape changing and certainly some smaller competitors coming in, but they don't necessarily have the know-how and also they don't really understand the customers in quite the way that we do, just because of the heritage that we have at Lucanet. So that's quite interesting, the way that we track our customers and our competitors rather.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that there's also, it is net new knowledge that we're building, right?
Yeah.
A lot of the things have never been done before.
No.
But if I look 6 months back, a very famous individual in our industry said SaaS is dead.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If you would start a software business today, I would be really interested to understand what would you do differently?
Yeah, firstly, I don't think SaaS is dead. I think there's a bit of oversimplification, which I think he would admit as well. What would I do differently? So I think some of the things that we're experimenting with at Lucanet and some of the changes we're making would absolutely be how I would approach it. So, and what I mean by that is taking an AI native approach from beginning to end, from ideation, creating prototypes, the way that the code is written, like really using agentic workflows is absolutely how I would do it. And that means smaller teams, tighter teams, being able to move fast, iterate much, much faster than even we have historically been able to do. So I think that's a big part of it, but always thinking, how do you do this AI first? That's really how I would approach it. But I think also, if I was doing a startup, you have to be careful that you're not an AI wrapper that's going to get displaced in 3 months, 6 months, once the foundation models kind of get to that next level of capability. So it's really about where is the value on top? Like, how do you use AI and layer in that value without just being a wrapper? Because those wrappers will quickly get displaced by the frontier models.
Yeah. Yesterday I got a very interesting question, and I wanted to hear your view on this. So I was asked whether, how does AI actually impact our buy and build strategy? Because we've been doing some M&A over the course of the last couple of years. Which is sometimes also from a customer perspective actually a surprise, because some of our customers didn't realize that some of these products that we shipped and that are now included in our platform were not our products 2-3 years ago, but now they're part of our value proposition. They're fully integrated, seamlessly integrated. And so I think I have an opinion from my point of view, but I would be really interested to know how you look at that. If you look forward, our buy and build strategy, what impact will AI have from an R&D tech point of view?
It's a great question. I'd like to hear your opinion after. I think it has a profound impact on how you think about M&A. I think firstly, there's some products that actually are very easily replicable via AI tooling. And so to get back to Satya's quote about SaaS is dead, for some products, yes, right. That's really the barrier to entry is so low that it wouldn't make sense from an AI perspective. So I think thinking about what an M&A target's moat is actually becomes quite different. So I think that's one aspect, like how quickly could you rebuild it is one thing. It's obviously the whole customer acquisition side and so on. But another aspect is really around technical debt. So in technology, we care deeply about technical debt, and the reason we care about it is it's like an anchor that slows the ship down. And so too much technical debt, and it can not only stop you moving forward, but it can actually sink you as well. With AI in the mix, that becomes an even bigger problem, because to layer AI in really requires a modern architecture. Our platform, as you know, is cloud native, it's API first. And so layering AI into an architecture like that is actually relatively straightforward. If you have a more legacy architecture, shall we say, that's really hard to layer in AI. You've got to do a whole bunch of re-engineering before you can go forward. And so things like that are absolute red flags for me personally, from purely from a tech perspective. But I'm interested in hearing your perspective, Elias, as well.
I think that, first of all, I agree with you that I don't agree with the quote, SaaS is dead. I think that the way businesses will actually start using AI is through software as a service products, because AI will be embedded in those products and then deploy their full power, and that's why I believe that even consumption could even be of SaaS product could even be positively affected by that and even increase. I believe that there are two components of it. One is what you just mentioned, right? It's the fact that since we are able to deliver and to prototype much faster, deliver even more with a much higher productivity in R&D, the necessity of doing M&A actually goes down, right?
Exactly.
Because innovation cycles accelerate, the capabilities increase, et cetera, et cetera. I think on the whole intelligence piece, like the identification of targets, then also the assessment, the comparison, the market analysis, the due diligence. That is where also there's going to be massive efficiency gains, and we see that already right now, for example, on the legal side. How we can massively accelerate by reviewing documents, etc. For me, having worked in M&A for many years before joining Lucanet, that is quite exciting development. I mean, now we are applying it as a business, but I think that will also have some impact on that industry for sure.
Yes, it's a great point. Yeah, I mean, I've obviously done quite a bit of due diligence from a tech perspective, and being able to parse through those documents and kind of find the needle in the haystack that you're looking for that might be a concern or even a good thing, right, is you can really leverage AI for a lot of that as well. So I completely agree. That's going to transform.
I was just recently joking with one former colleague that at the beginning of my professional career, I was actually sitting in on-site data rooms where pieces of paper were actually stored so that lawyers and auditors could look through it. So it feels like that is already like a century ago.
Absolutely, it really does, right? Yeah, that's AI time.
What excites you about the future besides AI?
I think I'm really excited. We've now got all of our solutions on the platform. So that's absolutely huge. I mean, that's just been such a big effort to get there. But I'm super happy it's there. What really excites me now is the next phase of the platform, and it's really about what I describe as kind of powering up or amplifying all of those solutions through our platform services. So there's a ton of new stuff that we're adding into the platform, things like workflow that really sounds like a fairly small thing, but with really good workflow tools in the platform that span solutions in an end-to-end form, we can really help finance teams be much more productive together and work much more collaboratively together. And then I think there's a whole bunch of other things around. I mean, I mentioned the data lake earlier, but having a single source of truth across the whole platform it just can't be underestimated. The kind of the insights that unlocks is just absolutely, I think, profound, quite frankly. Obviously, you add AI on top of that, that's a whole nother level. But even without AI, being able to build dashboards in that really just span the whole platform and thereby give you that 360-degree view of your entire business is really fantastic, I think. And there's a whole bunch of other things that we're thinking about in terms of layering in to that platform.
That we can't share yet.
We can't share yet. We will.
We will at some point.
Yeah.
So Kevin, we see a lot of customers moving into the cloud at the moment, using our cloud solutions now. And we see the pace really picking up. I think with what we've showed at Lucanet World, we've really made the point that it's worth that step, right? Maybe you can a bit elaborate what it means for those customers, also what it means for them in terms of the security of the data and the risk that they're exposed to with regards to cyber attacks.
Yeah, sure. So we actually go to extraordinary lengths to protect their data in the cloud. And I think we would argue that their data is actually safer in our platform than in their own data centers. And let me explain why. So we put a huge amount of effort into designing our platform right from day one to be as secure as possible. And there's actually multiple layers kind of architecturally within the platform itself that actually mean that, for that to get breached, an adversary would have to get through multiple layers of defense before they could even get close to the customer's data. So because we're deployed in the cloud and because of the scale that we deploy at, we're able to deploy and basically advance cutting-edge cybersecurity tooling to protect and defend the platform, and with that, obviously, all of our customers' data. that level of defense exceeds what most customers that we see have on their on-premise architectures. And I think the way that I think about that is because, our job, core to our business, is actually operating a world-class SaaS platform. And that obviously includes security. We go into great depths there. Most of our customers, that's not their job, to operate data centers and world-class SaaS platforms. And so with all best efforts and all best intent, it's very hard for them to do as good a job as what we can actually do because of the scale that we have. And so I think that's quite a big factor from my perspective. So Elias, I have a question for you. I mean, what was your impression of Lucanet World, and what did you really like about the event?
Yeah, I think every year it's an amazing opportunity to connect with our customer universe and the many partners also that are sponsoring this event. I mean, I can still remember when I joined my first Lucanet World back in, I think, 2016, 2017. It was a completely different format, completely different environment, and now we've really grown to that, to a conference where finance leaders, finance experts, tax leaders, tax experts, and the whole professional landscape basically meets and connects and have valuable, fruitful, direct peer-to-peer discussions, but also are able to share how they innovate around how they wrap, so to say, our product into their professional service packages, or how different companies of different sizes and different verticals, industries, use our products to be part of their transformational journey. I think this is really exciting because there's such a variety of use cases to be discovered and such a variety of different also situations. And I've spoken to many customers who are already with us for 10 plus years, and it's also really nice to see how excited they are about all the developments that they witness at Lucanet, the innovation that we ship, and also how they believe that we will remain core within their office of the CFO, whether it's finance or tax, also for the long run, because they feel that they're ready for those future challenges to be tackled using us as a technology, as a core technology.
It's fantastic when you see those customers that have been with us for so long and coming on the journey with us. I absolutely love that.
Absolutely,
it's really
absolutely. Cool. And the reason why they keep using Lucanet and why they love being with Lucanet is because these core values have not changed, right?
Exactly.
Our core values around the ease of use and the built-in intelligence and the fast time to value, that is something that didn't change. And that's what excited them 10, 15 years ago and still excites them today.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you know, we live and breathe those core values.
Absolutely. All right, that was the first episode of Finance in Flow, our new Lucanet podcast. I'd like to thank you, Kevin, for joining me on that very first episode.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a lot of fun. I think there's so much more we have to discuss, but we will definitely find time in another episode to probably dive one level deeper or go even further in terms of also where Lucanet is headed.
Look forward to it. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Looking forward to all of you watching this podcast, giving us feedback, and see you at the next episode.
This episode is brought to you by Lucanet, the CFO Solution Platform for future-ready finance leaders. Reimagine the way your finance team works with fully integrated workflows and enterprise-grade solutions for all your jobs to be done. From planning and consolidation to reporting, Lucanet connects people, data, and plans into a single source of truth, helping you deliver insights faster and with less complexity. Trusted by leading brands like Allianz, Bayer, Volkswagen, and Trivago, Lucanet empowers finance teams around the world to scale smarter. Learn more at lucanet.com.